Hi folks, and welcome to Center Lane. I'm Bruce Hitchin. Today we're in Chilliwack, British Columbia, and I'm here at the home of Brandon and Kevin Mindell. This is a private collection of beautiful cars, mostly movie cars, but there's a whole bunch of different cars here. Today we're going to be focusing on this gorgeous Bandit Trans Am. Now there's something extremely special about this car which makes it unique, and I'm going to reveal that towards the end of this episode. But right now, we're going to talk about this car. It's actually signed by Burt Reynolds himself, so it's a legitimate movie car. Now, if you like my content, please like and subscribe to my channel. We're going to talk to Brandon about the background behind this car.
We got started a few years ago with a replica time machine, and ultimately, I was getting married, I was planning a wedding, and I wanted to rent a time machine for wedding photos. There wasn't anything in the area, and my dad was putting together a car collection, and as a child of the 80s, he decided, you know what, I'm gonna add a time machine to my collection because he thought that that'd be pretty unique and cool. So I got to drive my wife and I off from our wedding in the time machine.
The time machine was the first car that opened the door for Brandon and his dad to find more movie cars to add to their collection.
So once you start becoming something like a movie car collector, they find you. People send you listings, you get into this network of finding auctions all over the world that are selling replica cars or screen used cars, and it kind of just snowballs into a big 80+ car collection now. When we were starting the car collection, the Bandit Trans Am was always high on the list. It is a very iconic vehicle, from the striking like black and gold coloring to the screaming chicken on the hood.
Does this thing move?
Oh yeah.
In reality, the '77 Trans Am didn't move all that well. The TA's 0 to 60 time was over 9 seconds. One of Pontiac's marketing ploys was to display the engine size in liters on the hood scoop. You could see the TA 6.6 liter decal.
Hal Needham, the director of Smokey and the Bandit, he was a stunt man before being a director. When the story for Smokey and the Bandit came about, he was friends with Burt Reynolds, approached Burt Reynolds showed him this script essentially, and Burt Reynolds was super excited about the script.
With Burt Reynolds' name now associated with the project, Needham was able to convince General Motors to give him 4 cars, 3 to be used in the movie and 1 to be used as a promotional car. That car never got used for promotion because they ended up needing all of them to shoot the movie.
They used 76 Trans Ams with a 77 front end because they hadn't even come out yet, the 77 Trans Am, and they destroyed all of them. Famously, for one of the scenes near the end of the movie, they had to push the car into frame because it was their last runner and it still wouldn't start.
Breaker one, this is the Bandit, it's a snowman out there.
Part of the inspiration for it was this CB boom that was happening at the time. I've tracked down the exact same Pace CB 166. It's the exact same model of CB radio that the Bandit uses in the car. I like props. I like to find the same type of thing. I gather the information using screenshots or internet research, and then I like to find those particular items. It just so happened that while we were in the process of building this car collection a number of years ago, Burt Reynolds owned Bandit Trans Am came up for sale. And I remember we were working out in our backyard in our chicken coop, and Dad came over and showed me the listing, and I remember his words saying like, well, if you're gonna own a Bandit car, you might as well own one that was owned by Burt Reynolds. And so we ended up, participating in the auction. Obviously we won the auction, and since then, now we're the ones who take care of, to be believed, Burt Reynolds' last Bandit replica that he owned.
Providing the cars for the movie turned out to be a good decision for General Motors. Smokey and the Bandit was a huge success, and sales of the Trans Am soared after the release of the film.
So the movie came out May '77, and the boom didn't come out until the '78 models came out, which I know they sold double of what they sold in '77 after the movie came out. So the boom sort of happened there, and I think a lot of it is just it looks cool. And the black and gold package, like it's a good looking car. The fact that we're still talking about this car and Smokey and the Bandit 40 plus years later, it just goes to show you how good the movie is for a movie that is essentially two characters in a car the entire movie, right? Maybe another character in a semi-truck or another two characters in a police car. These are all scenes that take place in vehicles. Comparing it to Star Wars, which is a sci-fi action movie, it just goes to show you the charisma of Burt Reynolds and Sally Field and everybody involved in this film, that we're still celebrating it, even though it came out the same weekend as Star Wars. I love these cars. I appreciate these cars. We have a family history of classic cars. The truth is, I really don't know a lot about cars. I would not consider myself a gearhead, but I'm a huge movie buff, and I've always been a movie buff. Ever since I can remember, I've always been obsessed with movies and TV and pop culture. I don't know a lot about the engines and stuff, but I can tell you a lot about the movies, and I can tell you a lot about the car's involvement in the history of the particular movie that it's a representation from.
Now, what's that thing that makes this Trans Am ultra rare?
This is Burt Reynolds' '77 Trans Am. He technically still owns this car. We have the original title paperwork with his printed name and signature on it. We haven't put it into our names. This car is still owned by the Bandit himself, Mr. Burt Reynolds. It's believed that it's the last Trans Am that he purchased, restored, and sold before he passed away. Well, I like to say we take care of all these cars, so it's kind of an honor to be able to take care of Burt's Trans Am. Whenever I see it, whenever I think about it, I go like, I can't believe that it's here in our collection, Burt's car. It's a small little connection to the man himself, insignificant, but makes me feel special.